Hey there, this last weekend I went to ALA Anaheim. That is the American Library Association annual meeting, and it was only about 10 minutes away from my house, so I felt like I had to go. I really wanted to go as well, but I thought, why would I be able to fly all the way to New York City and then not drive 10 minutes away? Plus, it was right by Disneyland. It was at the Anaheim Convention Center, and I love Disney. And if you couldn't tell by my collection, let me show you really fast. Up there is my Sleeping Beauty collection, part of it anyway. I have a lot more other places. So if you didn't know that about me already, I love Disney, I love Disneyland. I was very glad to be able to go to the area around Disneyland. The Anaheim Convention Center area is really, really nice. And I was able to meet up with some blogger friends and make new friends and meet up with some authors that I know. Meet new authors, get books signed. I bought some books and I received some books from publishers, review copies for free. So I will show you all the things that I got. I bought a set of the Beautiful Creatures series, $2 a piece. Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll were there, so I was able to meet them and have my book signed. Colin Fisher by Ashley Edward Miller and Zach Stentz. And they were there as well. I got to meet them and they signed the book. The Disney Hyperion booth had 4 authors there at one time, so I was able to get several books signed from 4 different authors, and that was a really cool thing. So the first one was Beta by Rachel Cohn, False Memory by Dan Krokos, Time Between Us by Tamra Ireland Stone, and I met her at BEA as well at the Apocalypses party. She's really, really nice. The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken,
and Dirty Tips for Better Writing. 2 after the Anna Dress.
The Liars Society by Lisa and Laura Roker. The Crown of Embers by Ray Carson. Crossed by Ali Condi. And I met Ali at BEA and she signed my copy of Matched, and then I bought this copy of Crossed at ALA so I can get a signed copy there as well. Disney Trivia from the Vault by Dave Smith. Between Shades of Grey. Between Shades of Grey. Not 50. Between. This is the one about Lithuania in 1941. Yes, read this one. This one. Sorry, I know I'm gonna say her name wrong. Ruta Sepetys? Sepetys? And while I was in line, I got in line with Lindsay from Books, Sweets, and Other Treats, and she was telling me all that the author went through to be able to write this book with authority, and it sounded so incredible that I really wanted to get this book and I wanted to read it, and I brought it home and I told my husband about it, so he took it first to read it first, which is okay. I'm glad he wants to read the books that I pick up. So I'm really excited to read this book. Young adult books that I got, these are not signed, these are just ones that I picked up along the way. Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. It's the sequel to Daughter of Smoke and Bone. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Moss. The Blessed by Tanya Hurley. Zombie by Darren Shan. Return to Me by Justina Chen. I actually got some grown-up books to read. The Light Between Oceans by M.L. Stedman. The White Forest by Adam McOmber. A Working Theory of Love by Scott Hutchins. The Romanov Conspiracy by Glenn Mead. Top Pops. Popsicles to make at home. This sounded really fun for summer. Another Grammar Girls book. This is the Grammar Girls, The Ultimate Writing Guide for Students. I might be teaching a writing class next year, so there was a publisher's booth that was giving away free books. So I picked up Writing with Skill, written by Susan Wise Bauer, the Complete Writer series. It's a big book, thick. Going with that is a student workbook for Writing with Skill. I went today on Monday and I took my kids with me, and we got a lot of middle grade books and we got some young reader books. So middle grade, the ones that we got, we bought 2 that were autographed. The Strange Case of Origami Yoda by Tom Engelberger. Darth Paper Strikes Back. My 9-year-old picked out this book, I, Galileo by Bonnie Christensen. Frankie Pickle and the Closet of Doom. Heroes in Training. Big Nate Out Loud. Captain Awesome and the New Kid. Captain Awesome versus Nacho Cheese Man. Spy School by Stuart Gibbs. Pokemon Black and White. Revenge, Jason Steed by Mark A. Cooper. starring Arabelle Hilary Hall DeBon. The Universe of Fair by Leslie Bullion. The Unwanted's Island of Silence by Lisa McMahon. Boxcar Children. They had a redoing of the Boxcar Children. So this is Surprise Island. The Second Life of Abigail Walker by Frances O'Rourke Dowell. I played a trivia game, and they had different categories that you could use. So I did history. And then if you answered all 3 questions right, then you got to choose any book that they had left over on in the publisher's booth. So my questions were, which president married Mary Todd? And I answered Lincoln, and that was right. My second question was, hey Calvin, do you remember what my second question was for trivia? I don't remember what the second question was right now, but the third question was, King William III of England was known for what color? And I knew that was orange, because William of Orange. And weird trivia fact, carrots grown in the wild are white, yellow, or purple, but they started dyeing them orange. Somehow farmers were able to do this. They started making them orange to celebrate William of Orange. Sounds very strange, I know, but look it up. It's a true fact. Since I answered all 3 trivia questions correctly, I was able to pick out a book, and my son picked out Bodyguards. From Gladiators to the Secret Service by Ed Butts. Big Nate from the Top. Big Nate and Friends. I was very excited to get this book. My friend lent me the first 4 of the series, and so I really wanted to read the 5th one, and I saw it there, and I was stalking the Simon & Schuster booth to be able to try to pick it up. And they had it finally today. Yay! I got it. Book 5 of the Missing series, Caught by Margaret Peterson Haddix. If you haven't read the series, you should. It is so good. Read it. Have your kids read it. Oh, so good. Sprinkles and Surprises by Lisa Schroeder. Unfortunately, I missed her signing yesterday, but I did get a copy of the book today, so I was very, very happy to get this because I have book 1. I already have book 1, and it's one of my favorite middle grade girl books, so I was very glad to have book 2 now. Yay! Once Upon a Toad by Heather Vogel Frederick. Nathan Hale's Hazardous Tales, Big Bad Ironclad. The Cavendish Home for Boys and Girls by Claire Legrand. So You Want to Be a Comic Book Artist by Philip Amara. We went back to the Disney Hyperion booth later in the afternoon when they were selling books, and my 5-year-old picked out I Broke My Trunk by Mo Willems, and we read it while we were waiting in line for another book, and it's really funny. The Smurfs, the Snow Giant. Eric Carle, The Greedy Python. Look at this one, Llama Llama Red Pajama. This is a big book. Andrew, Drew, and Drew by Barney Salzberg, and we were able to meet him. He was there at the booth, at the Abrams booth, and he signed the book for my kids. He was asking him what they should draw, and he was, and it was a lot of fun. Horrid Henry's Underpants, John Sieska's, sorry if I said that wrong, Melvin's Valentine, John Sieska's Trucktown, Smash, Crash, Creepy Carrots, Dun Dun Dun. Words by Aaron Reynolds, pictures by Peter Brown. More Bears! Story by Ken Nesbitt, illustrations by Troy Cummings. So I had a really great time at ALA. It's a different feeling than BEA. They're 2 different conferences. They're set up for 2 different types of people. There were a lot more librarians, obviously, at a library conference. And so that's who I spent a lot of time talking to in lines and different meetups. I went to the YALSA meetup. The Young Adult Library Services Association had a meetup at Morton's, and I went there and I was able to meet a lot of cool people, and I had a great conversation with a librarian from Georgia. Her name is Chelsea. So hi Chelsea, if I ever see you again, I hope I do, because we had a lot of book things in common. I got to meet Allison and Michelle and their friend Lolly, and Allison and Michelle are from Authors Are Rock Stars, and I went out to dinner with them and Lolly. And then I went to the YA Highway meetup and got to talk to a lot of authors that were there and bloggers, and I got to meet a lot of bloggers on the floor at ALA. So hello bloggers! I will check out your blogs if you gave me your card so I can check it out, or if you gave me your Twitter, then I will, follow you, but not in a creepy way. I won't, tweet stalk you or anything. A lot of my bookmarks from my book. So looks like this, but the bookmark's a portion of Samantha, but that's my book. So if you saw me there, I was handing out bookmarks. So thank you to all the publishers who were giving away books at the end. We really appreciate all that you do to set up these shows. Thank you to Disney Hyperion. Thank you to Simon & Schuster. Thank you to Sourcebooks. Thank you to Abrams. Thank you to Permabound. Thank you to Little Brown Teens. Thank you to Bloomsbury. Thank you Peachtree Publishers. Thank you Erdman's Books. Thank you St. Martin's Griffin. Thank you Penguin. Thank you Peace Hill Press. Thank you HarperCollins. Thank you Hachette.
Thank you.
I think that's all for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this book haul. And if you got ALA books, please let me know. And I feel a contest coming on. After I review these books, I will be passing them along so more people can review them as well. Happy reading! Blah, blah, blah.
Wiggy, wiggy, wiggy.